Hello students, we take up the India Asia Summit. We have discussed in the last class, we have discussed about the major outcomes of the recent 30th and 39th ASEAN Summit that was held in 2021 October in okay, so by Brunei, fine. So this was the first time that ASEAN quasi suspended the member state, that is Myanmar, because of the military coup that we have discussed. And coming to the major agreements, the summit adopted ASEAN leaders' declaration upholding multilateralism, and ASEAN reaffirmed its commitment to continuing the goals of United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, because climate change has emerged as the biggest challenge at present. Then the summit reiterated its commitment to working together to mitigate the impact of COVID-19 pandemic and to the ASEAN Comprehensive Recovery Framework, enhancing health system, strengthening human security, maximizing the potential of intra-ASEAN market, broader economic integration, accelerating inclusive digital transformation, advancing towards a more sustainable and resilient future. ASEAN adopted the ASEAN Comprehensive Framework on Care Economy, which serves as a guide to Asia's development of a care economy in response to the complex crises and growing challenges in order to protect different segments of populations and sectors, and also become an indispensable part of our inclusive socio-economic growth towards sustainable development in the region. Fine. The summit also highlighted the importance of strengthening regional and international cooperation to safely restart the rebuilt Asian tourism industry affected by the pandemic, income and livelihood of the people and local community in the region, because pandemic has a major impact on the tourism and hospitality industry, which was a major source of income for many ASEAN member countries. It reaffirmed the commitment to keep markets open and ensure the continued flow of trade and investment. Summit reiterated the importance of cross-sectional and cross-pillar coordination to combat illicit drug activity in the region, and reaffirmed our commitment towards a drug-free ASEAN, because drug means the Asia being situated ASEAN country hosting the major illicit drug trading regions popularly called as the Golden Triangle and Golden Crescent in drug smuggling. So drug is a major menace in the ASEAN member countries, so that's why they want to emphasize on the illegal drug activities. Okay, the summit reiterated the importance of cross-sectional and cross-pillar coordination to combat illicit drug activity in the region, and reaffirmed our commitment towards a drug-free ASEAN and a zero-tolerance approach towards the illicit drug manufacturing, trading and marketing activities. Fine. It reiterated the commitment to preserve the Southeast Asian region as a nuclear weapon-free zone, because in the recent past the nuclear threat is looming large due to the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, and at times between Pakistan and Pakistan and India and China and India, this threat being And one more thing that we need to discuss is on the sideline of the ASEAN summit. So there is Asia India summit also held took place in the sideline, because India's interaction with Asia is increasing. So the India ASEAN summit always took place on the sideline of the ASEAN summit. The 18th ASEAN India Summit was held on 20th October 2021 virtually, with Prime Minister Modi representing India to access the progress of India ASEAN strategic partnership. India participated on the invitation of the Brunei, the host ASEAN Summit 2021. Brunei being the host, so Brunei Sultan of Brunei invited the Prime Minister to attend the ASEAN Summit, and India ASEAN Summit was also simultaneously held on the sideline of the ASEAN Summit. So Prime Minister Modi was invited by the host country Brunei and its Sultan to attend the meeting, and Modi attended the meeting. And at the India Asia Summit, what are the topics of discussion? We will be discussing that. So major outcomes at the India ASEAN India Summit, or the 18th ASEAN India Summit that took place on the sideline of the ASEAN Summit. Fine. The 18th ASEAN Indian Summit was held on 20th October 2021 virtually, with the Prime Minister Modi representing India to assess the progress of India ASEAN strategic partnership. India participated on the invitation of the Brunei, the host country of the ASEAN Summit 2021. The centrality of ASEAN. Then, okay, so the centrality of ASEAN in India's East Act East policy and its India's vision for the wide Indo-Pacific vision has been underlined. Okay, the centrality of ASEAN in India's Act East policy, because for the ASEAN country, so India learned the Look East policy, and the present government under Prime Minister Modi has upgraded the Look East policy to Act East policy, adding strategic security issue to the previous trade dimension of the policy. And ASEAN being the centrality of this vision, wider Indo-Pacific vision, has been underlined at the summit. Fine. India's initiative of security and growth for all in the region, Sagar initiative, is an initiative by India. So it is popularly known as the Sagar initiative. So security and growth of all in the region, and Indo-Pacific Ocean Initiative (IPOI) harmonize India's Act East policy with the ASEAN outlook on the Indo-Pacific region. Fine. India also addressed the 16th East Asia Summit, where it reaffirmed India's focus on a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific and the principle of ASEAN centrality in the region. Fine. So this is what also on the sideline of the India ASEAN Summit, there is also the 16th East Asia Summit also took place. Okay, and here it was India's focus was on a free, open, inclusive and in Indo-Pacific and the principle of ASEAN centrality in the region. The India-ASEAN connectivity exchange view on enhancing India-ASEAN connectivity in broadest terms, including physical, digital and people-to-people interaction. Fine. The physical connectivity through railway, roadway and waterway, digital connectivity through the transformation of the digital platforms and the digital communication, and people-to-people interaction through the track 2, track 3 and track 4 diplomacy. Okay. India announced its support for establishing the ASEAN Cultural Heritage List to further strengthen India-ASEAN cultural connectivity, because we had a very close traditional ancient cultural link with many of the Asian nations. And at this meeting, this was again reiterated that this ASEAN Cultural Heritage List is to be established, and India and ASEAN cultural connectivity will further strengthen by launching this ASEAN Cultural Heritage List. Okay, so these are the major discussion at the India ASEAN Summit held on the sideline of the ASEAN Summit. Okay, the importance of diversification and resilience of supply chain for post-COVID economic recovery, and in this regard, the need to revamp the India-ASEAN Free Trade Agreement has been underlined. So India-ASEAN Free Trade Agreement is in force, and this covers both goods and services. Fine. The FTA, Free Trade Agreement between ASEAN and India, covers both trade in goods and services. Okay, so this is quite flourishing in the domain, and they have agreed to revamp it because the pandemic has some impact on this trade dimension between the two sides, and the post COVID recovery period. So both the sides, India and the ASEAN, both the partners, so they decided to revamp it and to strengthen the trade cooperation further. India has contributed medical supply worth 2 lakh US dollar to Asian Humanitarian Initiative for Myanmar and USD 1 million for Asian COVID-19 Response Fund. This is India's proactive response during COVID and during the issue in Myanmar, because Myanmar is going through the crisis after the military takeover. There is the Rohingya issue and other humanitarian crisis, and India has contributed to this over the humanitarian crisis through the ASEAN. Then also provided Asian COVID-19 Response Fund was created, and India contributed $1 million for this COVID response fund. Both India and ASEAN aims to establish a rule-based security architecture for peaceful development in the region. But they want to establish a rule-based security architecture for peaceful development in the region, in contrast to China's aggressive policy, because China is becoming very hegemonic in the region. Okay, that's why so ASEAN member countries are becoming close to India. Vietnam very close to India. Okay, India supported help to Myanmar in the crisis period. So because to checkmate China in this region, so the ASEAN country are expecting the support of India, because a vast country like India with its military capability and scientific development can stand with the ASEAN memberhood, the brotherhood, to checkmate the hegemonic tendency of China. That is what is being highlighted. Fine. This is the major point of discussion at this point of time. Sir, result aja sih. Sir. So that is what. So India and ASEAN aims to establish a rule-based security architecture for peaceful development, and that is only to counter China. Okay, because China becoming hegemonic, is becoming hegemonic in this region. That's why. Okay, to check Chinese hegemony. Okay, only to check. Can say the South China Sea. Dispute. Fine. So I will take up one more important aspect in this discussion, that is the ASEAN Regional Forum. Fine. Another substantive step towards security matters taken in 1993, when Foreign Minister of ASEAN member country decided to establish the ASEAN Regional Forum to discuss security issue. Fine. So ASEAN was created to discuss trade issue, but ARF or ASEAN Regional Forum, which was created, the ASEAN Regional Forum or ARF was created to discuss security issues in the region. The first formal meeting was held. Okay, so apart from ASEAN, it has other member countries like Australia, Canada, USA, Japan, Korea, New Zealand, USA, and China, Laos, Vietnam, as well as that India is also member in this ARF. And ARF, the question important is ARF discuss security and strategic issue among the ASEAN 10 member ASEAN countries and 18 other countries. So this is a very big group which is supplemented by the ASEAN, and this enhances the security and strategic concern and take care of that in the ASEAN domain. Then let's see some MCQs. ASEAN was established in 1967. Okay, and ASEAN was established with how many founding members? Initially 5 members. 5 members subsequently joined. We have discussed that in the topic while discussing. The first ASEAN summit was held in 1976. Although the organization was created in 67, but the first summit was held in 1976. At present, ASEAN has how many countries? At present, ASEAN has 10 countries as members. From initially 5 and increased to 10 at present. So at present, ASEAN has a strength of 10 members. Which country joined the last member of ASEAN? It is Cambodia. Fine. So which country from in 2062 which is not a member? Vietnam was not a member initial format, but Vietnam joined subsequently. Okay. Which is the highest authority of decision making of in ASEAN? It is the summit of the head of the state. Fine. So head of the state summit is the highest decision making body of ASEAN. Where is the headquarters of ASEAN? It is at Jakarta in Indonesia. It is the headquarters of Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Who is the President Secretary General? Fine. ASEAN was formed by which declaration? Bangkok Declaration led to the formation of ASEAN. Then India signed the free trade agreement with ASEAN in which year? It was in 2020. India signed the free trade agreement. Fine. Full covering goods and services. India ASEAN FTA covered, so both goods and services. Fine. So services that FTA agreement signed and covers initially it was goods and subsequently the services are also added to the free trade agreement, and at present this free trade agreement cover both trading goods and services. The recent ASEAN summit was held in which year? It was in 2021 at Brunei in October 2021. It was 37th and 38th summit held virtually hosted by Brunei. Fine. India recently declined to join RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, is a free trade agreement between ASEAN plus 5 other members, and India was supposed to join this, but realizing that this is not going to help India in any way, India decided not to join. So the RCEP, India refused to join. RCEP stands for Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. India ASEAN Summit started in 1996 and the 18th summit took place recently. The recent summit is the 18th in the series. Okay, so initial first summit was in 1996 and the recent summit in 2021 is it is the 18th one. Okay, so you can add here that. Okay. Okay, so this 18th summit was held in 2021 virtually hosted by Brunei. Right. And Indian ASEAN Summit mechanism is always held on the sideline of the ASEAN Summit at regular interval. Fine. Then moving to the next question, ARF of ASEAN discussed strategic and security issue. It was created in 1993. Southeast Asian Nuclear Free Zone was signed in 1995. The 30th ASEAN Summit was held through video conferencing in 2020, and the 30th Summit was held in 2021. Which country the chairman was hosting 37th Summit? It was Vietnam, and the 21st Summit was by Brunei. Fine. It was Vietnam, it was Brunei. Fine. Which is the objective of ASEAN? So economic growth, socio-cultural progress, promoting regional peace, all these are the objectives of ASEAN. Which ASEAN meeting agreed for establishing ASEAN Free Trade Agreement? The summit at Singapore agreed for this. ASEAN Regional Forum came into being in 1993 with ASEAN plus 8 other members. The recent RCEP agreement was signed between ASEAN with 5 other countries. India was supposed to join as the 6th member but refused to join it. So at present it has 5 members, not 6. So how long does the Secretary General of ASEAN serve? It is a 5-year term. When is ASEAN Day celebrated? It is on 8th August. ASEAN Day is celebrated. What is the motto of ASEAN? One for all for one. Together we stand. Unity, diversity, one vision, one identity, one community. The motto of ASEAN. One vision, one identity, one community. Then India became a sectoral dialogue partner of ASEAN in 1992. India has been accorded full dialogue partnership in 1995. And at present, India and ASEAN are on the exploring new dimensions in the relationship, because India want to be very close to ASEAN, and that relationship will definitely add to the value, because India's lookist policy, which has been transferred to activist policy, is the mechanism through which India want to interact and expand its close relationship with the Asian community. Fine. So thank you for watching. So be in touch with us to know about more and more topics in future.